When we join rotation 16 as the football's final season approaches at home, the fighting season here is already underway.
Yeah, everyone's absolutely pumped. Everyone's looking forward to it.
We've received some significant amount of intelligence regarding a Taliban drug lab in northern Helmand.
Over 120 soldiers, mostly commandos, alongside teams of Afghan police from the Narcotics Interdiction Unit and local Special Response Team, will fill 2 US C-130s. They will cross into a neighbouring province where previous fighting has been far fiercer.
It was estimated that we had up to 5,000 insurgents against us, which was our aim, to draw them up to us so this relief in place could happen. They had indirect fire support, we had indirect fire support. They had heavy machine guns, we had heavy machine guns. It was large-scale offensive fighting.
An Australian commando is dead and another soldier seriously wounded after battling the Taliban.
I extend my deepest sympathy to Sergeant Langley's family, his friends and comrades.
Earlier in Helmand was the beginning of a savage run for Special Forces. These steps proved the last for an experienced and decorated commando, Sergeant Brett Wood.
You're right.
Within weeks in the same area, Sapper Rowan Robinson and Sergeant Todd Langley were also lost. Every spike in casualties challenges the rationale for being in Afghanistan, as well as extending risk by moving outside Uruzgan.
The lines on the maps here were drawn generally by us or by nations that came before us. Lines on maps don't mean a lot to the Taliban and particularly insurgent commanders. In fact, if anything, lines on maps are where they locate themselves because it's something that we don't exploit and they use to their advantage.
The Counter-Nexus mission, as it's known, is driven by intelligence gathered by the US Drug Enforcement Agency. For the DEA, the earlier incursions into Helmand have also been costly. This agent, just one to have suffered a gunshot wound. The shared losses have helped form a unique partnership with Task Force 66.
It's something that we've been striving as DEA to get a strong partnering relationship with military entities. The relationship is remarkable.
Overnight, commandos move in, one blocking force commanding the higher ground.
I don't think you could have slept, the mood and because you know that you're going into a fairly hostile sort of area, you get fairly G'd up for it.
In the dark, commando assaulters bump the enemy. This soldier forced into hand-to-hand combat.
Upon moving back to our block, we came across another 2 insurgents, and I took one back as a detainee.
The other one was killed?
That's right.
In the observation post to the west, as dawn breaks, further targets present, and 7 more insurgents are killed.
A lot of their spotter and scouting networks are moving in to obviously put eyes on friendly dispositions further down the valley. Obviously we'll position a little bit further out. We obviously got eyes on them and then neutralise those targets in accordance.
The operation is monitored back at base by a range of eyes in the sky. At dawn, the DEA, Afghans and Australians overwhelm the drug lab. Thousands of kilograms of opium base and precursor chemicals, plus refined heroin, is found. The engineers quickly rig the chemicals and equipment for destruction. The loss of hundreds of millions of dollars is not taken easily. Closer to the drug lab, an insurgent marksman gets into position to direct accurate fire.
Everyone good up there?
By 11 a.m, the task force is beginning to take casualties.
We got a casualty coming! We got a casualty coming! Yeah, Roger!
A round came in and it seemed quite close to me. It felt a pinch initially, I didn't think anything of it. 5 seconds later, I tried to move my leg and my leg was paralysed. Then I started getting stomach pains, and that's when I called the guys. Yeah, I'm being hit, I can't move my leg.
3 coalition members have received gunshot wounds. The Australian among them is Category A, which means getting treatment within what they call the golden hour.
They cut everything open and started looking for fragmentation wounds and like going through all my intestines.
This is the HLZ.
The stretcher bearers definitely exposed themselves to get me to that bird, so I think it was probably about 10-15 minutes of running with me.
Let's go. Get the 2 dudes behind you. We're going to go secure the cornfield. Well, let's push back.
The Australian soldiers retaliate, suppressing the marksmen.
Go right 2 points.
Their comrade is soon evacuated by helicopter to a British hospital.
Especially in Helmand, the insurgency and narco-trafficking is, you're not able to separate it, one from the other.
In a conflict where clear measures of success don't come easily, the Counter-Nexus mission delivers serious pain to the Taliban, as well as demonstrates a smarter approach to targeting by avoiding alienating the poppy growers.
The reason we do this, of course, is so that we're not having an adverse effect on the general population and their ability to have a livelihood. So we tend to try and target between the selling and the distribution, which we've been able to do extremely effectively this year.
The profit off of the narcotics production and sales in this country does fund the insurgency, which leads to additional IEDs, additional ammunition, and the capability for the insurgency to put up a larger fight for coalition forces.
In the next segment, we return to a Taliban hotspot to see how the fighting has evolved